there. I tried to center it as much as I could, but oh well. That's what I get for placing it in that surface. Hi everyone, this is Sunny and welcome back to my channel. If you're not new, I have a quick pick a card. It's a yes or no pick a card. It's a pet reading, so if you're not into pets, you can click away. There's nothing wrong with that. Or you're more than welcome to watch, you want to continue to support me. So think about your pet and your energies and more or less focus about whether your pet is currently happy right now. So sometimes you kind of need that extra confirmation as to what your intuition is kind of guiding you to kind of figure out. And sometimes you kind of second guess yourself. So this is a great exercise for you to kind of, figure that out. And even I welcome you guys to use your intuition as well. I very much appreciate it when you guys use it as a practice too, because you get to learn as you kind of go as well. So it's yes or no. From left to right, I have pile 1, 2, 3, and 4. And stop the video if you need more time to contemplate on the cards and your energies. And I will start with the first pile. So pile number 1, you guys have the Knight of Pentacles upright. This is a yes. Your pet is currently happy right now. I'm just gonna, I'm just gonna scoot them a little bit. I never realized I just put them away. A little too far out. There. So your pet is currently happy right now, pile number 1. I think they want to tell you a message, or they're kind of happy, or they kind of maybe standing right in front of you most of the time. They're kind of trying to tell you like a message. Use your intuition. Maybe when it comes to like Knight of Pentacles, it's a financial opportunity. So maybe you get to work with animals for some reason, or something around those lines for you guys. If you guys are working in like a volunteer center, or maybe you guys work with like rescue places, it's things like that, or like fostering, for example. There could be a financial opportunity when it comes to animals. But I do think if it's not the case, I do think there is another type of message, and they want to kind of get you to focus on them in a sense where they are happy, by the way, but they do kind of want to point you out to the right direction, that you maybe might be missing you might not see what's kind of in front of you. So take what resonates, but I do think that this pile is specifically being told like, hey, maybe you can save a little, or not cut your losses, but kind of like cut some costs to kind of make ends meet. Maybe you're struggling, but that's more or less what they want to tell you. They're all right with that. They'll stick around, but they are very much happy with you. I feel they're always by your side, by the way, pile 1. So maybe you have a black animal. I don't think everyone has a horse, but I do think you have black pets, black hamsters, black birds, maybe a raven, black cats, black dogs, fish. I don't think there's black fish, not that many that I've seen, but you get the gist of like your animals are dark in color, and they do want to send you that message that they're happy, but they kind of want to point you out to the right direction and saving. So I hope that helped. I think I took too much time with that one. Pile number 2, you have the 2 of Wands upright, pile number 2. So yes, your pet is happy. I think your pet likes to look at the outside. I think they kind of stare off into, not space, but they kind of stare off into the abyss, the streets. I think they like to bird watch, or they like to see animals, kind of people walk around, But I do think they kind of see things, and they kind of, they like observing. They're really into observing and looking at the big picture. Sorry, I had to take a water break. But I do think they're very happy in this moment. The only message they want to tell you is that, continue to pet them, kind of hold them. Maybe not so much play with them, but it just feels like they want to kind of be close to you, because they like observing you, and they like observing their surroundings and people. They kind of like, maybe they stay up in, not up in the air, but like up in, if they're cats, for example, they like being top shelf areas, like higher than above, right, than you. And with dogs, they just like to be around you, near you, but they like being like careful with you. It's like they're protective of you. So that's all I have for you, pile number 2. They're very happy. I think they're just kind of like very, they enjoy that union between you both. They enjoy looking at the world. They're kind of chill. I think they're very chill in this moment. And they have a lot of like internal energy, but it's not like, it's a lot. It's like too chaotic, it's kind of like held within, if that makes sense. They're kind of just chill. Like they want to spend time with you, but should you try to get like crazy, they'll get crazy with you. It's like two peas in a pod. But yeah, they're very comfortable with where they're at. So the next one, I'm sorry, I totally moved that. Pile number 3, you have the Justice card reversed. They're not very happy right now, pile number 3. Did somebody come into the picture, pile 3? Do they feel there's an injustice happening? What's going on? Do they feel like they're being treated unfairly? Like maybe, let me censor these. Maybe you brought in a second pet or a third pet and they're not happy about that. Like their space is being invaded. Maybe there's a child that just you welcomed into the family and they're not very happy because they have to share that, or they feel like they have to figure that dynamic out. If it's not that, they don't feel that they're very much appreciated. They're not being told they're pretty enough. They like that affection and that being told that they're regal and good looking. It's like you hold them up to the pedestal and I don't feel they're being held up to that standard, and they're kind of taking it personal, pile number 3. So that's what they're feeling. I think that's why they're not happy. I feel like maybe you like put them in a crown, maybe for some literally, but I feel more so figurative crown where it's like, oh, look at my little king, or like my little queen, things like that. Those endearment forms they kind of enjoy, and maybe that's not happening right now, pile number 3. So I do think that they feel that injustice. They feel like, oh, there's a problem. There's not, and if it's not that, there's an internal problem that they're not addressing or that you're not seeing, because maybe it's not easy to see because it's kind of coming from within them. Maybe it's like an emotional problem, or it's a physical one. Kind of check up on them. You know best your pet best. So do with that information what you will. But I do think that's more or less what's bothering them in this moment. I do think that I think you really like to spoil them most of the time, but you're not really spoiling them in this particular moment. You might have your reasons as to why that's not possible in this moment. And then aside from that, I think that maybe they're trying to find balance from within, or maybe they could possibly, maybe it's a hormonal issue that they're going through and you kind of see it, or like an infection in their kidneys or something. And even so, it's like they're just trying to find their balance of like that inner self, the inner liquids, the inner flow, in and out kind of thing. Or maybe you're thinning them out because you're overweight. You're trying to help them out, kind of get that balance in that body. It's understandable they're not very happy about that, but if that's the case, don't worry. You're doing what you're supposed to as an owner, so you're doing good. That's more or less what's going on with them. There's a lot of this. I never thought about it, but there could be some weight issues for this person, your pet. You could possibly treat them as, a family member, but that's what I have for you guys. Last but not least, I have pile number 4, 3 of Swords upright. So there's heartbreak in here. So yes, they're happy, but I feel that maybe you rescued them from really bad circumstances and they're happy, but that still has some pain. It's like that pain doesn't go away. Or you recently went through like a breakup or a separation, something that broke your heart. Maybe you separated from a union, or they kind of figured out that maybe there's like a third party in your partnership, or maybe they had a third party. But either way, they're kind of understanding that things are changing for the better, but that doesn't mean there's no pain, right? No pain, no gain, if that makes sense. But I do think that they're doing their best, to accommodate themselves to you and this environment, or this new environment without this extra person that they used to have, like, your partner. Maybe the partner also was well liked by your pet, but the pet has to realize that their separation needed to be done. So they're kind of getting accustomed to these new things. So they're happy, but it's like a bittersweetness, and or if there's loss of another pet or rehoming or something like that, they're kind of a little sad, bittersweet. It feels like it's happy, but they knew it was necessary. So that's more or less what your pet wants to say to you, pile number 4. But they are happy. It's just, they're kind of healing that heart space in this moment, and they also want you to heal that heart space, because it's like, I think you guys kind of think alike. It's like 2 hearts beat at the same time. So it's like that there's a special bond with you guys. Special, I never say that word right. Special. Special bond between you both, and you do the best that you can. So they're trying to kind of, cheer you up, or you're trying to cheer them up, and it is what it is. You do the best that you can with what you're given. Necessary necessary changes needed to be done. You had to kind of realistically be true to what you guys both needed. So that's the change that's getting noticed. Whether it's them or you, they notice that, and they're glad they have you in your life. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you soon. So bye-bye, everybody.